Morning, sunshine. Why so gloomy, roomie?
First of all, we're not roommates. You are my house guest.
Well, we don't need to put labels on things.
You sleep on my couch and you don't pay rent. I've had tapeworms that were less parasitic.
You know, my dad said to me earlier, he was like, you look like one of the women from the movie Hidden Pictures. So that was not what I was going for, but sure, I think I can live with that. We're having some fun today. Let's have fun. God, everyone's so serious all the time. There is a parasite lurking among us that is so hush-hush that you don't even realize that it exists. This holiday season, that chill in the air is not the only thing that is airborne. As the birds fly south and the bugs finally disappear, whew, no more mosquitoes, thank God. Organisms are migrating to warmer climates, and that includes your homes. Now, I'm not talking about the rats, the raccoons, the ladybugs, because I had a ladybug infestation for a minute. It was really weird. Anyway, it's not the bugs. It doesn't stop there. The people, they're moving in too. This is not a commentary video or whatever you label me as in your head, because I don't even know what I am. Who am I? This is a public service announcement. Treat this whole entire video as a public service announcement, and it should be taken very, very seriously, because there is an infestation going around, specifically in my mind's imagination. I'm sorry, it was right there. Hoping they choke on them, smoking them like a bass bitch. Hobosexuals. They lurk among us in disguise, and you wouldn't even know that one is already in your home until one day you come home from work and someone starts yelling at you from your couch because you ran out of Doritos. Meanwhile, this person has been sprinkling crumbs all over your cushions while customizing their character in 2K for the past 6 hours. Also, they're unemployed. A thought crosses your mind mid-Dorito rant, and you couldn't help but wonder, is this really my life? Why am I being yelled at by someone who isn't even on the damn lease? If you think that this is your predicament, do not beat yourself up about it. Hobosexuals are demons that feast on the generosity of others, typically their romantic partner, and use their kindness as a way to find housing without committing to anything financially. The reason why so many people fall victim to these vermin is because this is a gradual process. The second you invite them over into your home, they do not show up with suitcases and start touching the thermostat right away. It's kind of like rabies. You don't know you have it until you're already effed in the A. By the time you recognize the symptoms, it's already too late. Fear not. There are many ways to fumigate your homes and rid your space of these leeches. The first step is identifying the problem. Once you are consciously aware of the hobosexual, it is hard to revert back into that haze of denial. Once a hobosexual is spotted, your instincts kick in and you are already ready for step 2. Step 2 is get a gun. Get a gun! I think you know what step 3 is. For the ones that do not have this problem, you're probably wondering, how can you prevent yourself from letting a hobosexual squat in your home in the first place? Well, that's simple. If you have your own space, keep it that way. Any and all overnight guests must get out by 11 a.m. the next day, hotel checkout style. Late checkout is not permitted. No, you will not get a $50 fine. We are just going to call the police. If you don't pay rent, then get bent. Some people have that hospitality gene in them that makes people get comfortable the second that they step through the door, but you're gonna have to fight those instincts, mama. You cannot let these people stay longer than they need to. It also helps to date people who have a job, so there's no dependency issues there. I know the economy is wonky at the moment, but you gotta put yourself first, Lucius. According to statistics gathered from totally credible sources, 1 in 3 people will deal with a hobosexual in their lifetime. This isn't an arbitrary term that was made in order to create pandemonium over an imaginary issue that only exists on the internet. This is a real disease that has no vaccine other than discernment and a backbone. Call the number on the screen if you or your loved ones are experiencing these issues. Or you could just revisit step 2 and 3 to take care of the problem yourself. No judgment from me. Also, that number is totally toll-free. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. This message was brought to you by the International Global Universal Multinational World Intercontinental Far-Reaching Organization. But my friends call me Gumrefro. What the hell is going on, y'all? Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I have to explicitly say this or else people get super duper mad at me for whatever reason. This is not specifically an issue that is tied to one group, specifically one gender of people. Not all men. Oh my God, give it a rest. Aren't you guys tired? I'm tired for you. I'm exhausted just watching you. Anyway, anyone can be a hobosexual. That is the truth. If anything, I don't think anything, actually. I don't know. We will be concentrating on heterosexual dynamics, where the man is the hobosexual, but you could easily put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Do these disclaimers stop people from being mean to me? No. You can't say that I didn't try. The second I saw this Facebook post titled, "How to Move Into Your Woman Apartment Without Y'all Ever Discussing It," I had to put the camera on. Bad grammar aside, why are we writing WikiHow articles on how to be a bum in someone else's home? I had to laugh. It was just like the audacity. It's just like they're so transparent, they're not even trying to hide it at this point. It's crazy. The level of effort and dedication it takes to go through with this plan is borderline sadistic and almost impressive. Almost. I will note that this could possibly be rage bait. Right, the most embarrassing thing that could possibly happen to you as a YouTuber is to make a whole video about something only for the subject of your video to just be rage bait this whole time, and the person wasn't serious at all, and so you just look like an idiot. So this could be rage bait. I don't think it is, because I stalked their account, and this seems to be the only troll post that they have. So if they are a troll, clearly they're not in it for the love of the game. Also, I saw multiple people post this exact threads. This is a genuine tutorial that's just floating around on Facebook right now. I don't know what's going on. Truthfully, I don't know how Facebook works outside of grandmothers nationwide falling for AI videos of babies riding tigers and stuff. I don't know what's going on Facebook. We're going to treat this like it's serious, because there are actually people out there who do the things that they are outlining. So it's really, I think it's very cartoonish how blatant this post is, but outside of that, there are people who actually do this. So to some degree, we should take this seriously. Kind of, I guess. Phase 1. Start by staying the night more often. Let it feel natural. A couple nights a week, then 3 to 4 nights. Let her see that she enjoys having you around. This creates the vibe without jumping straight into boxes and bags. Step 1 is where you officially lose me. I am gone. I'm out. My house is not Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. There's no need for anybody to be staying 5 nights at Freddy's. Get out! If you are the victim in this scenario, I get that you might be catching feelings for this person, and that's why you kind of want to have a little sleepovers, do this and that and the third. But what did my PSA say? Hotel rules. You need to be gone by 11 a.m. sharp. If you ain't on the lease, then I will call the police. I do understand how people don't even notice that they are on phase 1 of this master plot. Okay, it's very low key. When you're in the sleepover phase of a relationship, you think, oh, this is natural, right? Because a lot of relationships work like this with normal people who are not trying to use you. If you actually like the person that you're with and they haven't raised any alarms at this point, then it's easy for the parasite to squeeze a few extra days out of you. This is a very easy trap to fall in. I suppose in theory this isn't a bad thing, especially if they are good company. But if someone has been in your home for 6 days straight, ooh. And especially if you've never been to their place, that's where you need to start raising your eyebrows a little bit. Sleepovers, that's fine, but if it's only at your house, 6 days straight at your house, with no urgency to go home for any reason, keep one eye open when you sleep tonight. Phase 2. Gradually keep small essentials there. No furniture, just light stuff. A toothbrush, a hoodie, some boxers, body wash. Let it be things that make sense based on how often you stay over. If she's cool with it, she'll either not mention it, or she'll say something like, you might as well leave that here. I like how he explicitly said no furniture, as if these bums aren't sleeping on an air mattress that's on the floor, no frame, and have 2 fold-out chairs in front of a 24-inch TV in their living room. There might be milk in the fridge. Falling for phase 1 is understandable. Do not fall for phase 2, please! If they were able to bring their shit into your home in one trip, then they can take that shit out when they leave. the next day at 11 a.m. sharp. Hotel rules. No late checkout. You're trying to be the considerate one by keeping some of the essentials there at your place for them. You just need to have a spend the night bag with all of the essentials already in there. If it is so much work to bring your toothpaste in and out of the premises, maybe you shouldn't show up at all. Don't let them leave their funky toothbrush next to your toothbrush on the bathroom sink. Don't do it. Then again, at the same time, some people may actually just think that this is just the progress of the relationship. This is how it's going. They're like, oh, maybe one day we'll move in, we're getting serious. I can understand how we can get here. I think when it comes to hobosexuals, it's about the pacing. If 2 weeks in and there's already a toothbrush on your sink, does he know your middle name? Phase 3. Make her life easier while you're there. This is how you make her want you around. Take out the trash, help with groceries, cook sometimes, fix things, keep the place clean. Women don't mind a man being around more when he's adding comfort, not clutter. Phase 3 is where most people falter because this is a nice thing to do, right? You're helping around? That's fantastic. I love that. You think you snagged a good one because they're so helpful, they're so generous, they're so kind. This is especially dangerous for people who their love language is acts of service. Oh my God, this is perfect for them. The problem with phase 3 though is that they don't do this forever, but unfortunately you don't know whether or not they are the type to do this like organically until it's too late. Yeah, unfortunately after a couple weeks, maybe a few months, they will slowly show their true reptilian skin and become who they really are. Phase 4. Pay attention to her comfort level. If she makes more space for you, gives you a drawer, leaves a key on the table, starts saying our instead of my, then she's warming up to you, being there more. I do not care if their asshole shits out sprinkles and gumdrops. Do not give someone your damn house key! At this point, I can't save you. If you're at this point, you're just handing out your house key to anybody with the pulse, I can't save you. One of my favorite songs by Roar. On this channel, we love Roar. They're fantastic. They have a song called I'm Not Gonna Help You. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to save you. This is like inviting Nosferatu into your home and then acting shocked that he killed you. Like you invited the vampire in. That's like Vampire Rules 101. You don't let them in, and especially do not give them unfiltered access to your house. Are you crazy? Thoughts and prayers. That's really all I can give you at this point. You've made your bed. Now you must lie in it. And that creature that you also now have in your house, whenever they feel like showing up, which is probably all the time, they're going to be sleeping in that bed with you. And you're going to have to accept that. You're just going to have to live with that. Phase 5, the smooth criminal move-in. 1, leave your game over there. Once it's connected to the Wi-Fi, you're good. 2, bring a big suitcase over and say, don't worry, it's just laundry. One day, she'll open her closet and realize you live there now. This is just the plot of a horror movie at this point. Don't worry, it's just laundry. There is no excuse in the world that would justify someone showing up to your home with a suitcase unless you knew ahead of time that they're going to be staying at your place for an extended period of time. Now your house is a laundromat. You're the dry cleaners now, bringing a whole big suitcase full of stuff just to do laundry. How were you doing laundry before? How the hell can someone soft launch their move-in without any suspicions being raised? I cannot, for the life of me. Maybe, with phases 1 through 4 being into the picture, maybe at some point phase 5 is just easy once you do the first 4 phases. I don't know. I'm really trying to do the math here. I'm like, if someone showed up with a big ass suitcase in my home, I would be asking a lot of questions, and laundry would not suffice. I guess. I mean, unless they say ahead of time that their laundry or washing machine and dryer broke or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. The suitcase comes in and it never leaves your home, and you're not suspicious, not even a little bit. Then again, maybe at this point, the idea of moving in with the person is kind of like a mentality that they're in, because it's like, oh, we're around each other so much already, this and that and the third. Maybe we should move in together. Mind you, the conversation hasn't actually been had, but like mentally, maybe you're starting to prepare, just like thinking about it seriously. So watching them gradually move into your place, it's just like, it's not alarming because you've been entertaining the idea for some time now. I don't know. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, surely this cannot work on anybody, but maybe it does. I don't know. Phase 6. If she has kids, no problem. Even better. Buy them chips and juice from the store a couple of times before you come over to win them over. Once the kids start vouching for you, you're in. Be expecting her to give you her EBT card real soon to show her appreciation. The final phase is Gotham City levels of tomfoolery. Not only are they playing in your face, but now the kids are in it too. Oh wow. I already have issues with some rando squatting in your home while your children are present and they're not like a serious partner. I have issues with that. That's not the point. Manipulating children into being character witnesses for you is just cruel at this point, because once she's won over, right? Once the kids are won over, then what? The chips and juice stop. The kids are going to realize that you didn't give a shit about them. You just wanted a place to stay. We're sharing a planet with demonic entities, and everyone seems to be okay with that for some reason. What are we going to do about this? The Hobosexual in Kyridian is unfortunately a great source for people who have borderline sociopathic tendencies, but the key to this master plan working is the initial meetup. The phases, they do not start unless you actually meet the target, or the target is approached. I don't know, however you want to look at it. A lot of these hobosexuals, they use sex. They meet somebody, maybe go on a few dates. They're investing in these few dates because in these first initial dates, they're paying for it, because they have a little money. They thinking that this is going to be a return on their investment, right? They put a little money here. It's going to work out for them in the long run. They use sex. They put on the performance of a lifetime. All right, Pound Town needs to be the #1 destination spot in order for the victim to be at their weakest. When somebody is dickmatized, all reasoning is thrown out the window, and now they're handing out house keys like it's Halloween. Nobody's stroke game is good enough for you to abandon your peace. Let me say that one more time. Nobody's stroke game is good enough for you to let somebody ruin your peace. What did Megan say? Dick don't run me, I run dick. Just keep your eyes out for these people because they're on the prowl. And desperate people are the scariest people that you will ever meet. It's true. They will do anything to get what they want. They have nothing else to lose. They're borderline homeless, if not straight up homeless. If someone is really pushing to go to your house shortly after you meet them for the first time, shortly after the first date, run. If you do let them into your home and you see them snooping around, looking through your cabinets, assessing to see how much space you have in your drawers, run. They're doing calculations in their head, trying to figure out how much they could fit into your space. If they try to guilt trip you and start talking about how terrible their home life is, maybe they have shitty roommates, maybe they're like about to get evicted, this and that and the third. Run! I hate struggle love. I hate it. I hate it with a fiery passion. You will never, ever, 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 ever catch me promoting that. And that's not a race specific thing. A lot of Black people specifically talk about struggle love. Struggle love in general, I don't condone that. I don't support that. You will never, ever, 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 ever catch me struggling with somebody else. Are you crazy? Especially if I'm doing just fine on my own. You over here asking me to struggle with you. Oh my God. The worst part is that when it comes to hobosexuals, a lot of times they go for literally the not the first person they see, but the first desperate person that they see. Because there was actually a TikTok video I saw of a man. He was getting on the internet talking about, he was spitting game. He was doing the same exact thing that this Facebook post was doing, giving a step-by-step tutorial on how to move into somebody's home during this holiday season. When they are trying to find somebody to move in with, they don't go after their usual type. A lot of the times they go for the women specifically with low self-esteem. A lot of them may not be their ideal body type, right? They may not have the most ideal circumstances. They're not really looking for at their face, their body, this and that, and the third, the physical attributes that they have, or even their personality. They're not really caring about that. They are really just assessing their finances. Do they live alone? Kids aren't even a deal breaker for them a lot of the times, as long as they have their own shit. that's good enough for them. They have their own shit, they have their own space, and if they can pay their bills, okay? Because if they're broke, they ain't going for the super broke people. They aren't going for the rich people because the rich people know better. But if they could pay their bills, and they do pay their bills, and they have a little extra room, they will take advantage. They really lay it down thick, right? Really overly complimenting, flattery, this and that and the third. They're doing a lot. They're doing the most to get them to go to Pound Town, like I said. They try to accelerate the relationship as quickly as humanly possible. They're like hobosexuals, beggars cannot be choosers. Doesn't really matter who it is because come March, April, they're out. They're ghost. So while they're sitting there squatting in your home, not paying bills, this and that and the third, they're making their next move. They're like, shoot, it don't matter who you pick because you ain't gonna be there for that long anyway, so it doesn't matter. The emotional manipulation that has to go into being a hobosexual is just like absolutely, like it's insanity. Again, I said sociopathic tendencies had to be there in order for anybody to be a true proper hobosexual. That's fun. So guys, don't let people just be in your home. It's too easy for y'all to go home with people, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Live your life. Obviously, do whatever you want. I don't really care. But at the same time, it's like y'all just be letting anybody show up to your home, and it's concerning. Also, according to that the tutorial on TikTok I saw, they go for people in places like KFC, church. I think that's it. Those are the only two I remember. KFC and church. Stop eating greasy chicken and stop giving a shit about God. That is the video. Just wanted to have some fun. I just thought it was an interesting concept. Yeah, homosexuals, they're out there, man. They're lurking and they don't give a shit. They have no shame in their game. It's really scary, scary, scary stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't really care. All the links to my social media are down in the description. Book club, Fable, we're reading Murder. We're having a great time. I literally just started it today. I like the 2 pages I have read so far. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you sometime soon, I guess. Whatever, who cares? I'm out. Goodbye.
I think the show's actually pretty solid for what it is. It's not Ibsen, sure. But look, for a lot of people, life is just one long hard kick in the urethra. And sometimes when you get home from a long day of getting kicked in the urethra, you just want to watch a show about good, likable people who love each other. Where, you know, no matter what happens, at the end of 30 minutes, everything's going to turn out okay. You know, because in real life, did I already say the thing about the urethra?